When Caitlin's light shines on her, it shines on all of us, and I think everybody else needs to embrace that a little bit better.
Listening to Lisa Bluder speak in these interviews, in these press conferences, it allowed us to feel a sense of, you know what? Caitlin Clark has some strong people in her corner, and if not, Lisa Bluder definitely is a strong...
Imagine this. You're the most talked about player in WNBA history, smashing viewership records, driving ticket sales to record highs, and generating over a quarter of the league's revenue, all while breaking 62 records. You'd expect universal applause, right? Think again. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenomenon, faces unexpected criticism from sources you'd least expect. Transitioning from a college superstar to a WNBA lightning rod, her path has been anything but easy. However, amidst the backlash, one powerful voice rises to defend her. Lisa Bluder, Clark's former coach, is speaking out, calling the criticism unwarranted and highlighting Clark's groundbreaking impact on women's basketball. Curious about Bluder's perspective and how it reshapes the narrative. Let's dive in.
Bluder was the coach for Caitlin Clark and obviously had the front row seat, if you will, and helped shape what has become this phenomenon.
Caitlin Clark has never been just another player. She's always been a sensation. Her journey from Iowa to the WNBA draft is nothing short of legendary. Averaging an incredible 28.4 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game across 4 seasons, Clark's talent speaks volumes. But her influence goes beyond stats. Known for her electrifying gameplay, she sinks jaw-dropping three-pointers and delivers passes that leave defenders scrambling. Her presence turned every game into a must-watch event, helping Iowa sell out arenas during her final season. Clark's journey is proof that she's not just a player. She's a game-changer.
We just watched the 4 college years of Caitlin Clark, and a question sticks out. What can't she do?
We are watching one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
You'd think transitioning to the WNBA would be tough, but not for Caitlin Clark. She's been dazzling fans, filling arenas, and dominating scoreboards. Beyond her on-court success, Clark is drawing in new fans, many of whom are experiencing the excitement of women's basketball for the first time.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
Here's the wild part. Clark didn't just meet expectations in her rookie season. She crushed them. She led the Fever to their first playoff berth in nearly a decade, drew record-breaking crowds, and delivered unforgettable performances that kept everyone buzzing.
History for the Fever rookie!
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Caitlin Clark's brilliance didn't go unnoticed. She earned WNBA Rookie of the Year honors, landed a spot on the All-WNBA First Team, and was even named Athlete of the Year by Time magazine. The world seemed to fall in love with her meteoric rise, but not everyone was thrilled. Some critics voiced unexpected discontent, adding an intriguing twist to her fairy tale journey.
Time magazine names Iowa's Caitlin Clark Athlete of the Year. Clark follows Lionel Messi, Aaron Judge, and Simone Biles. No unbiased person sees this as a controversial choice.
You'd think being named Time's Athlete of the Year would be a cause for celebration for Caitlin Clark, but it sparked a firestorm. The controversy surrounding her recognition raises an uncomfortable question in the world of women's basketball. Can anyone truly win? Just as Clark thought she had reached the pinnacle of her sport, a storm began brewing. Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson didn't hold back, voicing her reservations about Clark's time honor. Johnson pointed out that the WNBA's success wasn't built in a day, stressing that it had taken nearly 28 years to reach this point. She argued that this year's surge in popularity wasn't just about one player. It was about the entire draft class making waves.
Well, Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson tells CNN it's race. Johnson suggests putting the whole league on the Time cover could have prevented hard feelings.
But Johnson went further, addressing a deeper concern about recognition for players of color. I feel really bad. she said, because I've seen so many players of color who are just as talented, and they never received the recognition they deserved.
Hard feelings? Clark elevated a 28-year-old league to relevance it had never approached. You would think that would be appreciated, especially by an owner who had nearly a third of her team's home attendance come from 2 Fever games.
This backlash ignited a larger conversation in women's basketball. It wasn't just about one award, but about who gets seen, celebrated, and who gets overlooked. The debate stirred questions about whether spotlighting one rising star detracts from the collective achievements of the league. So how did Clark handle the criticism? With grace and self-awareness, leaving many impressed.
I just want to know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms when you have to deal with something that it's really not your problem. Like, I feel like it's them looking in a mirror a little bit, but it still comes down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career.
Clark's response demonstrated maturity beyond her years. But as she navigated this minefield, one has to ask, why is a rookie bearing this burden alone? Where are the other voices in women's basketball? Enter Lisa Bluder, one of Clark's biggest supporters, ready to stand up and speak out.
We got to start with one of your other, I guess, maybe, previous daughters, top athletes from Iowa. Of course, I'm talking about Caitlin Clark. Wow is all I can say. I mean, I can't imagine what the last 12 months have been like for her, but it seems like she handles every single piece of adversity thrown her way with poise and class. So in your opinion, how do you feel like she's handled it all, and have you had a chance to speak with her much?
When Caitlin Clark appeared to be facing criticism alone, a powerful voice emerged to support her. Lisa Bluder. Bluder, who coached Clark during her time at Iowa, stepped in to defend her. Their bond goes back to 8th grade when Bluder first recognized Clark's exceptional talent, long before she became the basketball sensation we know today.
After hearing the nonsense, Lisa Bluder, in the most recent interview she's given, speaks about it.
But Bluder isn't one to stay silent in the face of injustice. As the criticism against Clark grew, she stepped up with a powerful defense that sparked conversation. She didn't just stand by Clark, she challenged the entire basketball community to reconsider their views.
I get to speak with her, absolutely. Sometimes during games, we'll text each other and talk about how the game flow is going, the Iowa Hawkeye games are going, but no, I think she's handled this unbelievably. You forget sometimes, this is a 22-year-old, right? She's been named Time Female or Athlete of the Year and has had all kinds of things coming at her from all different types of directions.
Bluder's take on Clark's influence is insightful. She believes Clark isn't just a remarkable player. She's a transformative force for women's sports. Bluder highlighted how Clark's success extends beyond individual accomplishments, helping elevate the sport as a whole, attracting new fans, and giving women's basketball unprecedented visibility.
With that publicity becomes some haters always, and that's unfortunate. But we really work hard at Iowa on putting the blinders on and just being able to be very tunnel visioned, and I think it's helping her right now.
Now it gets even more intriguing. Bluder didn't stop at defending Clark. She drew a powerful comparison to tennis legend Billie Jean King. King, known for her fight for women's equality in sports, became a symbol in Bluder's passionate speech. The message was unmistakable. Clark isn't just playing basketball. She's changing the game.
It's silly to me that anybody's trying to take away from something that's so good in your sport right now. I mean, this is a person that's really helped athletics, helped women's sport in a way that nobody has helped women's sports maybe since Billie Jean King. So let's get on the bandwagon and help her out, make her life a little bit easier, because she is helping all of us.
Bluder didn't stop there. She directly addressed Sheila Johnson's criticism. Remember Johnson's suggestion that the entire WNBA should have been recognized rather than just Clark? Bluder had a strong response to that.
Sometimes, we used to tell our team, listen, when Caitlin's light shines on her, it shines on all of us, and I think everybody else needs to embrace that a little bit better.
Bluder's message was a powerful call for unity, emphasizing that Caitlin Clark's success isn't a competition, but a collective win for the sport. She reminded everyone that when one player excels, it creates opportunities for all. Bluder also shared how Clark's leadership impacted her Iowa teammates, saying, "Caitlin believed it, and Caitlin put it out there. She told everyone we were going to a Final Four, and she got the whole locker room to believe it." It wasn't just Clark's talent on the court. It was her ability to inspire and elevate those around her, showing true leadership.
You know, she's really goal-driven, and so if she thinks something's going to help her achieve the success, that team success, she's all on board. It was really easy keeping her focused on the prize.
As Bluder's passionate defense gained traction across social media and sports networks, the perspective on Caitlin Clark began to shift. People started to recognize that her success wasn't just about her individual achievements, but about the broader growth of women's basketball. Bluder's most powerful statement came toward the end of her speech. "When Caitlin's light shines, it shines on all of us." These words resonated deeply, reminding everyone that success in women's sports is not a finite resource. One player's triumph can pave the way for countless others, creating opportunities for the entire community to flourish.
And I think her family, her parents are really good. They kept her grounded. So it really wasn't that hard of a challenge for us. We all knew what we wanted to do, and we tried to eliminate a lot of those outside distractions and focus on what we were doing, and that was trying to get try to get back to the Final Four and win a national championship.
Bluder's words quickly made an impact, resonating with many who had remained silent. Her defense of Clark ignited essential discussions about the future of women's basketball and the need for nurturing new talent. It wasn't just about backing Clark. It was about influencing the long-term narrative of women's sports.
This is what Lisa Bluder told Caitlin Clark. If some sentiment similar to this, calming the situation, I mean, Lisa Bluder is a class act. Continues to show she's a class act and continues to earn the respect of so many people.
Bluder's defense of Clark is only the start of this journey. Another crucial figure in Clark's future emerges: Stephanie White, the new head coach of the Indiana Fever, who shares a surprising connection with Clark. As Bluder's words continue to reverberate, White steps into the spotlight, poised to help transform Clark's potential into lasting change for the WNBA. Could this unexpected pairing be the key to unlocking Clark's true potential and reshaping the future of women's basketball? The excitement is palpable.
You can see the look on Clark's face when Stephanie White is in the picture. When Stephanie White was brought into the team, the way she celebrated the hire, you can see it in the footage, the two locked in the gym. And why is there that mutual respect? Well, Lisa Bluder elaborated on that a bit.
Stephanie White isn't just any coach. She's a powerhouse in her own.
Stephanie White isn't just any coach. She's a powerhouse in her own right. After leading the Connecticut Sun to back-to-back semifinals and earning both WNBA and Associated Press Coach of the Year awards, White is now stepping into a new chapter. What's even more intriguing, she's been studying Caitlin Clark's game for years.
One of the questions that came up was about Stephanie White. And here was what Bluder had to say in regards to that. The question was, the Fever have now brought in Stephanie White as their new coach. How do you think Stephanie can help Caitlin take the next step? Well, I think Stephanie as a pro coach probably saw her more than anybody because she was also doing television. She had a lot of our games. So she knew Caitlin better than all the other coaches. And I think she respected Caitlin more than the other coaches who hadn't been her around as much.
Picture this. Clipboard in hand, Stephanie White spent hours analyzing Caitlin Clark's every move on the court. While coaching against Clark in the WNBA, White didn't just watch. She meticulously crafted scouting reports, breaking down Clark's strengths and identifying areas where improvement could be made.
Caitlin always told me that she thought Coach White defended her better than anybody else in the pros. I know that Caitlin has great respect for Stephanie White, and I just think that knowing both of their personalities, they're going to mesh very well, or really well.
Now, these two basketball minds are joining forces, ready to take the Fever to new heights. It's not just about the strategy, it's about trust, communication, and a shared vision for the future. At her introductory press conference, Stephanie White couldn't hide her excitement when talking about Caitlin Clark and fellow young star Aaliyah Boston. They're the best. There's so much they do well right now, but there's so much room for growth, White said. You can almost feel her enthusiasm. White recognizes the immense raw talent in Clark and Boston and is eager to help them reach their full potential.
It was also in that time feature on Caitlin Clark that that's Stephanie White had an 8-page, I believe, scouting report on how to stop.
But White isn't just dreaming. She's putting in the work. Reports are emerging that Clark and White have been hitting the gym together, fine-tuning Clark's game. While it's still early, the signs of on-court chemistry are already starting to show. Known for her incredible work ethic, Clark seems to have found a kindred spirit in White. Remember that scouting report White created on Clark? Well, Clark was impressed. She admired the depth of White's analysis and how well she understood her game. This mutual respect and understanding could evolve into something truly special on the court.
Clark had asked Stephanie White for that, see it? So when you're a competitor like Caitlin Clark and you're a basketball genius like Caitlin Clark and you see what the other team is doing to take away what you do best, to make life hard for you, there is automatically a level of respect.
The Indiana Fever broke an 8-year playoff drought in 2024, thanks in large part to Clark's stellar rookie season. With White now at the helm, excitement is building. Fans are imagining a future where the Fever not only make the playoffs, but contend for championships. However, building a championship team requires time, patience, and relentless effort. White and Clark are just starting their journey together. Challenges, setbacks, and doubts will arise along the way, but those are natural elements of the game they're eager to face together.
I mean, that's real recognized real, game recognized game, right? And then you go back to the roots of that relationship, and we've seen that. Like, you've seen Stephanie White talk about watching Caitlin Clark since she was young. You've seen Caitlin Clark talk about seeing Stephanie White at various games over the college years. We've heard Stephanie White discuss Caitlin Clark and bring up nothing but effusive praise.
There's something about this pairing that feels different. Maybe it's White's track record of success.
There's something unique about the Clark-White pairing. Perhaps it's White's proven success, Clark's raw talent and determination, or the undeniable connection they share, speaking the same basketball language. Lisa Bluder, who knows Clark better than most, senses something special developing. Having seen the game from every angle, Bluder predicts great things for the Clark-White partnership, recognizing the early signs of chemistry. All indications point to a promising future for Clark and the Fever, and fans are excited to see where this dynamic duo takes the team.
Having this care and, almost like maternal instincts in a sense over a player. I guess coach's instincts. I don't have to make it a mom thing because they're women player. You get the point. Just the way I would with anybody, anybody would with anybody that they've seen grow under them. And she saw that team grow and flourish under her tutelage. And now she's seen them go on to bigger and better.
So, what does this mean for women's basketball? That's the big question. As Clark and White prepare for their first season together, all eyes will be on the Indiana Fever. Will they revolutionize the game? Will they draw new fans to women's basketball? Or will they face unforeseen challenges? One thing is certain. The story of Caitlin Clark and the Fever is just beginning, and it feels like we're only scratching the surface of what's to come. The best chapters are yet to be written.
She seems convinced about the Fever's future with Stephanie White leading the charge.
Caitlin Clark's journey is not just about individual success. It's a revolution in women's basketball. She's drawing in new fans, converting skeptics, and setting a new standard. Her influence goes beyond the game, igniting discussions on equality, representation, and the future of women's sports. With future stars like Clark leading the way, the possibilities are endless. Record viewership, full arenas, and an inspiring wave of young athletes chasing their dreams. The future of the WNBA is shining brighter than ever. Are you ready to be a part of this groundbreaking moment? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.